Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's energy update. So excited to dive into this week's themes. We have a real continuation of authenticity and this amazing courage and bravery and grounded action in our dreams this week. We're going to see this real rise in clarity. We're also going to see a huge rise in our spiritual connection. They're really showing me how so many of us are developing and cultivating this amazing oneness aspect. And we're starting to come into the knowledge and the realizations that we are always connected, not only to the universe, but also abundance, our dreams, the things that we are truly trying to build and create and manifest. And we're starting to see this separation and this lie that we believed that we were the exception, that we were not able to access that. And they're just showing me this veil being ripped away again this week, where we're really getting awareness to these illusions and finally ready to take true belief and true action in these new endeavors. It's really, really beautiful. And the other aspect of this is it's all coming through very aligned. So once more, as we start really realizing our capability, really realizing that we are limitless, powerful beings, that things just seem to fall into place. And so I really feel a lot of us are going to be shedding and releasing whatever has been standing in our way of really going for what we're wanting to do. So we're really getting this beautiful continuation and healing from last week's themes. So the first theme that we have come through here, and the first thing that I channeled was heart chakra activation. Think with your heart, learning to let the heart guide you, your mind, your thoughts. Let the mind be grounded in love. And at this point, they showed me this visual of the brain actually being dipped and submerged in water. And it was really interesting because they were literally showing me the water as this amazing cleansing of the mind, this amazing cleansing of all that's been perhaps toxic, because they're really showing me this rebirth that is taking place this week within the mind and our belief systems. And we're finally coming out of this cleansing time reborn. So what channeled was rebirthed by light, rising out of darkness, refreshed, realizing the truth, the power was within you all along. You have had everything you've needed to get started. Your new life awaits. Keep clean of judgment and escapism. Stand in the cleansing rain. Let the heavens refresh you. Let the heart take center stage. What would you do if you let your heart lead? How would you change your life? And what they were showing me was we are going to be making these rapid decisions this week. Things that we've been perhaps waiting on, procrastinating with. We're all of a sudden just like, as soon as we've gotten this clarity, wow, I have the power. Wow, I can do this. Wow, I'm done believing the lies. We are making rapid progress, rapid change. And it's just like these decisions are just falling into place. It's just amazing, this very forward moving energy. So what came through is you're ready for true change. Evaluate your life now. Where can you invite this true change? Where can you invite more pleasure, more play? Make a play date with yourself. Do things you truly enjoy without rhyme or reason. Reassess reasons for being busy. Be in the ebb and flow. Reparenting the self to be the change now. Breaking free of shadow and embracing differences and embracing change. Healing relationships lost to time. Realizing you truly are free. No regret. No timetables. No rush. Give yourself permission to lead. So let's pause here. What an amazing and powerful opening for the week. So I am just feeling so much rapid energy, so much empowerment, so much forward motion, and it's very encouraging. Like I just heard, like, it's about time. So some of us might have been feeling very stuck or very heavy, very stagnant perhaps. But this is like you're shaking off the dirt and you're really going for it this week. It's amazing. And what they're really showing me is we're now realizing what it means to live a love-based life, what it really means to listen to your heart, to your inner desire, and to actually see what's possible. We had so much about this last week of remembering your power, remembering who you are and what you're capable of. And this week we woke up. We are waking up to that power. We are waking up to the truth that it's like, oh my gosh, I am powerful. And it's really landing this week. And you're starting to put together the puzzle pieces that we're missing, because they're really showing me how all through our journey of life and healing, we maybe felt like we hadn't quite got there. We're just like, man, when is it going to just click and I'll just love myself? Or when is it going to just click and fall into place that my dreams can finally happen and take shape? And I can believe that's possible. This week, it is becoming very possible, and we're starting to wake up, and it's falling into place. We're starting to believe it. We're starting to see it. These mindset shifts that we've been doing over time have added up, and now you're ready to fully commit to yourself and your path. So what I'm really getting is this week, our hearts are opened. Our hearts are starting to get activated, where it's like, okay, heart, it's time to lead. And they're showing me God's hand literally coming in and touching your chest, touching your heart, activating it, going, all right, it's time to go. It's time to let your heart take the lead, take center stage. So we're going to start recognizing that the mind is going to become very secondary to the heart. And this is incredibly important. This is huge forward movement. Energetically, as a collective, we're learning how to trust the heart again. We're learning to lean into our divine feminine energy and trust it. Trust, hey, things can happen for me. Hey, ebb and flow. I can surrender to it. I don't have to fight anymore. I don't have to go 10 times the speed of lightning. I can absolutely let myself rest, replenish my energy, and I can do what I love and get paid to do it, to get this beautiful reciprocation in energy, because they're showing me how we've been so out of sync with our hearts that most of us, a lot of us, have struggled properly filling our cups, properly understanding how the heart chakra works and how to truly get the give and the receive in balance. But this week it's happening. So get excited. This is a very exciting time, and you're living your dreams. Like they're showing me, you're learning how to embody the higher self, the individual who already has it. They're claiming it. You are living like you are already in your dream. So learning to let the heart guide. This is huge. So remember this week, set intentions with yourself that you're going to let your heart lead. And they're kind of showing me these decisions. When we go to the heart, it's just a very, very clear yes or no. And they're just showing me it's only the mind that gets in the way right? It's only the mind that causes confusion. And they're telling me to remind you, what is the chakra between the heart and the head? It's the throat, which is your truth. So where has there been confusion in your own truth and what you actually believe and what you know you really want to believe? This week, we're going to open our eyes to what lies we've actually told ourselves and what truths are ready to land. So they're showing me the throat chakra has been back and forth, listening to the head, then trying to listen to the heart. And it's just like, whoa, guys, you are giving me mixed signals. If the throat chakra could talk, this is what he would say. So I'm really seeing we're getting the clarity finally because we're letting the mind surrender. So what I'm really hearing this week, if you are struggling getting clear on what you really want, what your desires really are, what the heart wants to do, you gotta let your mind take a rest. So they're showing me this complete submergence in the water, right? Where it's just like, okay, what does water do? It cleanses, it purifies, it replenishes. So where has your mind been in overdrive? And where do you literally just need to let it let go? So doing the things that help you do that, doing the things that help you surrender and release stress and mentally trying to figure things out. This is not the week to mentally figure things out. It's time to feel into your life. It's time to trust the intuitive wisdom that you have had all along. And it's time to allow that wisdom of your heart to be heard, to be seen, to have a place in your life. So, rapid change is going to happen because immediately we get the clarity when this happens, when we let the mind shut up and take a back seat and we let the heart come in. So follow your dreams. And this is so much this resurging energy from last week. Are you committed? Are you really committed? Are you taking the steps? You can do it right now. So where are you holding back? Where are you putting yourself and your life on pause? Because life is happening now. What are your excuses? Did you do the homework last week? And if not, it's time to do it. It's time to get extremely clear on what you desire and the path you need to be on. Not taking in the future. You need to be on it. Sprinting down that yellow brick road in your joy, in your bliss. And if you're not, really assess why not. Is it my mind? Is it the excuses? Where am I ready to call myself out on my BS and get into line? When is enough enough? Right? We got to get very serious this week. Can I allow myself to let go of what I think needs to happen and surrender and allow myself to follow the path of my heart? Because they're really showing me that we need to do things a new way. And yes, it's going to challenge us. Sometimes we're going to be like, whoa. I don't really trust this because my heart has been hurt when I follow the path of my dreams, right? We get this a lot and then we get shy because we're like, oh, the past is going to repeat. No, my friends, it's not going to repeat. And they're really wanting to drill this in this week. You will not repeat the past unless you repeat the same things you did before. You are a new person now. They're showing me how so many of us have done the work. You're not who you were in the past. Now you're ready to believe in yourself. So, no procrastinating, no lingering in the past, in the sorrow, in the worry. It's time to take charge. So this is what's so beautiful, because we're getting this truth. Everything you've needed to start living your dream life, you've had all along within yourself, and you're waking up to your power. So this is a true time of celebration. It's like, oh my God, they're finally seeing how wonderful they are, how talented they are, how they can actually do the thing. And it's so, so wonderful. So your new life awaits. Like, have you realized the beauty that's available to you yet? Have you realized that you can literally live your life in so much joy and so much happiness every single day? Like, they're just showing you waking up and going, oh my God, I can. I can. You know, they're kind of giving me this example of how in the past we're like, we found perhaps the thing we love to do, but we never really fully committed. So maybe we had these limiting beliefs where it's like, oh my gosh, you know, if I could just do this full time, oh, I would be so happy all the time. Like, they're giving me this example of someone who wants to be with animals. Like, if they could just be with animals full time, they would just be so in their joy, right? And then they're kind of showing how we had those belief systems that said that wasn't possible. But now all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, actually, I'm going to go work with animals and I'm going to make it happen. And they're in their joy. They're doing it. And with that, the doors start swinging open. And have you realized that you can open more doors through your joy, through your bliss, through your passions than not? Have you realized this? And where do we need to give ourselves permission to really go into those doors of joy without fear, without needing to second guess ourselves and our deservingness? Are you really ready to open those doors to live your most fulfilling life? Because it's happening. This is divine timing, my friends. What have I been saying for so long now? The universe is putting us in our places, putting us where we need to be. So take those actions. Do not hesitate. And what's so beautiful is we're coming out of the shadows. So once more, we've done a lot of healing. We've had a lot of confusion. We've had a lot of shadows, perhaps, that we've had to look at and heal and work with and accept and shift and change. But now we're allowing the cleansing waters. And I loved how they kept bringing this in, like, you're being refreshed. You're being totally transformed. Like, this is your time. Like, I just keep feeling like this is the prime, the prime time of your life. So letting the heart take center stage, what would you do if you let your heart lead, right? Genuinely assess that question. You know, write that down in your journal. Really go into it. What would I do if I just could give myself full permission without any limits, without anything holding me back? What would I do? How would I be spending my days, my time, my efforts, my energy? And you're going to get a lot of clarity by doing that. So how would you change your life if you let your heart lead? Rapid decisions, rapid progress. You are ready for true change. So yes, where do you need to invite that change in? And what's so beautiful is this reminder of pleasure and play. Have you realized that that is a need for yourself? Have you realized that how important your pleasure and play is? So this week they're really going and pushing us and be like, make a play date with yourself. Like, what literally puts you in that energy of just like childlike joy where you're like, oh my God, I love this so much. It makes me like a kid again. That is what you need to be doing. So they're showing me, doing those things like getting lost in a fantasy novel, or going and playing some board games, or going and actually like taking a trip in nature and just soaking in those things. Maybe it's sports, maybe it's art, whatever this is for you, make a date with yourself just to play. And they're just showing me how much we receive from that, how much goodness comes in from that. And once more, the universe applauds your progress for doing this, because sometimes it's very hard for us to start giving to ourselves without like any excuses, right? So they're kind of going like, every time you do this, every time you intentionally fill your cup, just because you deserve it, just because it gives you fun and joy, the more this propels that vibration that you are willing to receive good in your life. So that's going to increase tenfold. So the other aspect of this is reassess your reasons for being busy. Okay, it's time to be in the ebb and flow. So once more, we have a lot of dreams, we have a lot of projects, we have a lot of things that we want to accomplish because we're so excited. But remember, you also need the balance. Remember, if you're not feeling it one day, you're tired, you're depleted, then that's the time to rest, to let the energy marinate. So they're kind of showing me how sometimes we get the best ideas when we're doing nothing. When we're actually just replenishing and giving ourselves what we need. And they're just kind of saying once more, the mind might try to take over this week. Oh, I need to get this done. Oh, there's a timeline. And they're showing me this being very self-imposed, like a self-imposed timeline. Scratch all of it. Just be in the ebb, be in the flow. Remember, this is the time to be welcoming in this divine feminine energy for yourself. What a gift this is. What an absolute beautiful time to be living and to be feeling these energies. Soak them in. You don't want to bypass all of this goodness this week, okay? So be very mindful. Where are you busying yourself just for the sake of being busy? And where do you need to slow down and trust the flow? So reparenting the self to be in charge now, breaking free of shadow and embracing differences, embracing change, healing relationships lost to time, realizing you are truly free. This is so beautiful because they're really showing me that when we start fulfilling ourselves in this large way and giving to ourselves, the less and less important our past and our hurts become. We're starting to recognize the value of ourselves, the value of our joy, and the sacrifice and joy that happens when we keep feeding resentments and hurts. So they're showing me that we're starting to weigh the cost. Is it really worth me holding on to a grudge? Is it really worth me holding on to this chip on my shoulder? Am I just ready to let this go? Right? So I'm actually seeing like weights being like falling off you, energetically cleansed away this week, because we're starting to see, hey, you know what? I don't want to hold on to this anymore. Hey, you know what? I think I am healed from this. I can let it go and wish you well, because I am living my most fulfilled life. And they're kind of showing me how the lack we felt, where others weren't showing up the way we needed them to, or where others hurt us, it's all from this wound of lack of love. But hey, when we start filling our own love cup, that kind of solves the problem. When we actually claim our personal power and integrity, and we're ready to just shine our light, it gets rid of these feelings, right? Because they're really showing me that we no longer care. We literally are so full in our lives that the hurts of the past, the digs that people might try to give us, the resentments or whatever this is, the persecution, the judgment, the shame, all of that just bounces right off you because you're like, well, I know I'm great and I know I'm living my best life, so I'm not going to let anything take me down anymore. And you're not. And that's what's so beautiful is this word of reparenting. This is exactly what we're succeeding in this week, is we're taking control and going, no, I'm going to be the parent for myself. I'm going to make these decisions. I'm going to do what is best for me. And I no longer need to cater to other people. I no longer need to change myself for other people. I no longer need to hurt because of other people and how they feel. I choose to love myself and live the best life I possibly can. It's so freeing. And this is what's so beautiful, is this realization that you are truly free. You're free. You're cutting all the cords that held you back. And that just brings so much emotion. Like, can you really fathom this? You did it. My beautiful friend, you have done it. You have cut the cords to the toxicity in your life, and you're finally ready. You're finally willing to see yourself and the beauty you are, the light you are. Like, have you realized this? This is an amazing moment in your life. It makes me want to cry for you because it's so fantastic. It's so wonderful. Like, and you're literally freeing yourself of everything. So no regrets, no timelines, no rush. You're just dropping into the grace. You're just dropping into your joy, and you're letting your life and your soul lead you. You're letting your heart lead you. There's no worries anymore when you let the heart lead, when you know you are so on path, when you are so aligned. It's incredible. So give yourself this full permission this week to participate and lead in your life. It's amazing what this is doing. You know, when we live in full authenticity, when we align fully with our soul's path, you feel it. Like, they're just showing me the fire, the light that instantly happens and instantly ignites, that propels everything to just fall into place. So then we are coming to this new awareness that we are wise, we are brave, and we are leaders. Okay, so this is what channeled, wise and brave leader. You're here to rise. You are more than a body. You are more than flesh. You are soul, and you are here to share it. Fearless expression of who you are, hanging the rules so you can just be, embracing full, honest, true authenticity. Creation abounds, bringing friends with you on the journey, seeing you're not just the light, you are the sun. Okay, let's pause here. This is truly incredible. So from here, we're getting this awareness. Once again, we've had everything we've needed. We just needed to wake up to our brilliance. We just needed to wake up and see our own power. And like, they just keep showing me someone who's working on themselves and working on themselves and refining and refining and refining and learning and growing. And now they're like, oh my God, the training's over. What? Like, it's almost like this whiplash happens because it's like, did that just happen? Am I actually here already? Am I actually finally done? Am I ready to graduate? Like, it's almost like surreal to this individual. And they're starting to realize, hey, they're ready to take the leadership role. You've done enough training. You've done enough grilling yourself. You've done enough glowing up. You've done enough healing. You're ready to take center stage. Like, this is amazing. I just want to clap my hands. Like, oh my God. So you're this wise and brave leader. And you're here to rise. So many of us, once more, we've held back. We weren't believing in ourselves. We weren't seeing our brilliance. But now that we are, we're rising out of these old beliefs and patterns and way of living to finally shine. So what I'm hearing is you're ready to be seen now. You're ready to actually do what you've been training for. Maybe for lifetimes, you've been training for this moment in this incarnation. So this is very, very big. It feels very powerful. So once more, the awareness drops in. You're more than a body. You're more than flesh. You are a soul, and you're here to share your soul. So they're showing me how deep this is. Like, you have this purpose in you. You have this desire in you. Do you feel that? Do you feel the depth of this? Okay. So once more, they keep showing me like past lives. Like, maybe this is the moment you finally get to break free, right? So now, fearlessly expressing yourself. Being who you are. And I love this so much. Hanging the rules so you can just be. So once more, they're just showing me someone who's been so stubborn in a sense, where it's just like the traditional way just gives them the ick. It's almost like, I just can't. I cannot live my life that way. And they're showing me this major black sheep energy. So when this happens, they're kind of going like, yeah, maybe you kind of judged yourself for that sometimes. Maybe you're like, man, even though you could never go the normal route or be the normal person that, society accepts, maybe you had doubts in the past when you're just like, man, maybe I should be more normal, or maybe I should, conform more, or try to fit in, or try to do things the normal way. But now we're realizing, oh no, this was your soul's plan. This was your soul's destiny. And you deserve to praise yourself for committing to it and to not wavering. They're showing me someone who is so steadfast in who they were. Even though they struggled, even though there were times of doubt, you always bet on yourself. You always remained firm in who you were. You made the tough decisions. You made the tough choices that perhaps even devastated you, but you refused to compromise your integrity. Do you know how brave that is? Do you know how impressive that is? Like, wow. All I can feel from my head to my toes is profound awe of you. That took guts. That took immense bravery. Perhaps it took everything within you. But you did it. And this is where you're now rising in your uniqueness. And now you are being celebrated for it. And you're finding your tribe. And this is what's so beautiful, is you're finding the people in your life who absolutely love you. And I mean fully. They see your flaws. They see perhaps the parts of yourself that you've shrouded in shame, and they liberate you. They go, well, why are you worried about that? You're beautiful. They help you see your wounds in a brand new light. And they're showing me how they're changing your perspective of yourself. They're opening up your mind to new perspectives. Maybe you judged yourself so harshly that you couldn't even see your own light. But now you are awakening. Now you are seeing truth. And there are many who are ready to follow you. So I am hearing innovation. You are an innovator. You are a creator. You are someone who's so full of wisdom. You have so much to share, and you must share it. So, embracing the full, honest truth of yourself. And this is what's so beautiful, is the birthing that's happening from this, the creation. So creation of Browns, bringing friends with you on the journey, seeing you're not just the light, you are the sun. And this was so beautiful because once more they're showing me how some of you have taken the real tough way in life. You had a very tough way to go, but now you're coming out shining. Now you are this innovator, this beacon of light, this leader for others. And there's so many that are just in awe of you. And they're showing me how, once more, you had such a small perspective of yourself. The self-criticism was so bad. And now this is being lifted. You're seeing truth, the truth of who you are and who you've always been. And you're seeing how much light you are, how big you are, how impactful you are. It's a miracle. It feels like an absolute miracle. And you've done it yourself. It's so amazing. So from there, they were actually showing me this mirroring of Christ. So take however this resonates for you. But for me, Christ is always this epitome of unconditional love and non-judgment. And that's how they were showing me this visual, was you being this mirror of him, of unconditional love. You're mirroring that energy out into the earth. So what came from this was you are whole. You are love itself. And they were showing me and making me feel like this surreal love. Once again, like you didn't believe for so long that that was possible, even though you knew. Like they're showing me your heart, your soul was like, oh no, you can have it. It's there. It exists. It's real. But for so long you were so blinded, right? By the mind, by these beliefs, by the trickery of the world, that you needed to change, that unconditional love couldn't be given to you. And now you're seeing what this love really feels like. And they're giving me this example of like when you connect with your soul or your guides and that feeling you feel from them, it's absolute unconditional love to the point it makes you cry, because you've never felt something so pure, something so beautiful in your life. And the minute you connect with it, it feels like unbelievable. But this is going to be your reality, my friend. You're going to be living this love every day because you're meant to be the mirror. You're meant to reflect and shine that love into the world. I cannot stress enough how important this is, how important this mission is for you, for all of us. And this is that surreal feeling because it's that powerful. This is to be your new life. So, from there, they were showing me that you will be streamlining new timelines. So what that means, all the things that you thought were off limits, that you were an exception to, that you couldn't do, that's becoming a reality. All of the goodness, all of the things you thought were out of reach, they're here. And they're coming in fast, very, very quickly, like lightning, because you're embodying love. And what does love do? It attracts more love. So what's so beautiful is this streamlining of these new timelines and this real strong energy of communication. And so what came through was earnest communication. You've already done it all. Spread your light. Commit to your new pathway. Trust your intuition to lead the way. You are on the path of the spirit and the soul. Ask God to lead you. Now, this was really cool because then I was hearing from the mouth of babes, the Lord speaks. So what came next was messenger of spirit, messenger of true love, breathing life into the weary soul, realizing you are a shepherd of love. Oh, that gives me the chills. So, this communication aspect, we are going to be divine communicators of light, of love to this earth. And they're showing me how we've already been. Like they literally said, you've already done it. You already are doing it. Every time you do what you love in this world, every time you've helped someone, every time you've given of yourself or given kindness, that is echoed out tenfold, so much more than you've realized. And now it's going to come back. Like they're showing me this resentment that some of us have built up with that because we've given so much. And some of us are tired. And I understand that. And they understand that. And they're like, it's okay. But this is why we need you to be refreshed. This is why you need to learn how to have this proper give and take. This is why we've needed you to learn this lesson. Because now you're being put in your place. You're taking your placement as the shepherd of love on earth. And we need you. We need you to be topped up in love, in joy, in so much light, because you are a divine communicator. You are the mouthpiece of God, of this universe. Have you realized how important that is? So, what's so beautiful is we're now going to be leaning in to this divine calling, full in, and we're going to be surrendering the flow of our lives to the divine plan. And it's so beautiful because they're showing me someone who resisted for a really long time, who resisted because they feared what would happen. They feared the unknown. They feared so much. But now they're just like, okay, God, you lead. Okay, universe, you lead. You show me the way. And they're learning how they connect with spirit. They're learning how they connect with God, the universe. It's through their intuition. It's through their heart. What have we been talking about the past few weeks? It's through aligned authenticity, aligning with your soul. That is how God speaks through you. You are an extension of God. So this oneness is really dropping in this week. This awareness. I'm always connected. I'm always safe. Life always supports me. I can do this. I am a shepherd of love. So, what's so beautiful is you are literally this energy of refreshment to people's souls. And it's so beautiful. And they're showing me you coming in like this wave. And it touches everything. It sweeps everything up in its path, and it bathes it in this absolute shimmering, sun-kissed energy where people come out and they feel alive. They're no longer tired, toiling, loaded down. They're refreshed by your waters, by your light, by you being who you are. And they're showing me someone's light. It touches everything. It's that powerful. That's how powerful you are when you are in harmony with your life and you're in harmony with your soul and your heart energy. You are just this radiator of light, of love. So you will breathe life into the weary soul. And it's so important for us to realize that once more, we're more than just a body. We're more than just flesh and bone. We are an extension of God. So have you owned this power within you? Have you claimed it for yourself? Are you allowing yourself to share and express your gifts and the divine essence of you? And they're really wanting to clarify, sometimes you don't have to have your love shared just in one way. So many of us think there's only one purpose that we have, and it's aligned to a job or a task or a gift. But you have many. And I just keep hearing that, like, you have many gifts. You have many talents. Why would you tie your purpose to just one? So they're kind of showing me that it is up to us. We have the choice of how we want to share our love. We have the choice of how we want to be lit up each and every day. And to not shame ourselves if we decide to go a different path, if we decide to go a different way. They're showing me so many of us have thought we needed to be healers, as an example, that we've had to do things like that to be a vessel of spirit or be a vessel of love. And that's so not true. You can be love no matter what you're doing. You can be this light no matter where you're placed. So once more, release those worries, release those self-judgments, because they're so limiting to you. You're so much more than just one thing. You are an entire identity. You are an entire soul wrapped in flesh. And you're beautiful, just the way you are. All parts of you, all talents, all gifts you have, and in fact, all of them were given to you from the universe, from God. So don't glorify one over the other. Just be you. Just express yourself each and every day, however feels good. And that's why they're really giving this guidance to trust your intuition and to surrender, right? And I love this so much. Like, have you asked God to just lead you? Sometimes that has been the best thing I've ever done. when I've been confused or scared or just too stuck in my wounding, sometimes you have to just surrender and go, okay, God, you lead. I'll go where you want me to go. Send me. Guide me. Be my light in the dark. And it's so amazing what happens, what instantly shifts when you give that permission. So give yourself permission every day. This week, make an effort. Send me. Show me. Guide me. I give permission to be led today. Show me where I'm needed. Show me what to do. Show me how I can express myself fully in this world. How I can be this beacon of love. How I can live a fulfilled existence. And some of you need to also be shown how to be in your ego a little bit. Because they're kind of showing me a lot of us have actually been denying our self-worth. And we've had very strict boundaries with ourselves and our egos, where it's like we can't even compliment ourselves or acknowledge our efforts because we feel that that's crossed a certain line. And so they're also saying some of us need to be shown how to cultivate a healthy self-worth, a healthy ego, a healthy way of seeing yourself and your gifts and embracing them. So don't shy away from that this week and really allow yourself to surrender to the flow. So my friends, what a beautiful week. I feel like there is so much goodness in this reading. There was so much acknowledgement of how far we've all come. And I really hope that this was able to touch your heart, because it sure touched mine. And I just have to say, for those of you this resonates with, like, I am just so proud of you for all that you've done, for all of the work and effort and toil that you've put into your healing, because it's really showing now. You're ready to show up, and it's just this amazing, amazing view. Like, I'm just so in awe of each of you, and I really hope you can feel that and feel the love I'm sending you and admiration I have for each and every single one of you today. But please know I'm always here to support you if you need it. Let me know how this reading resonated for you in the comments below, and I'm sending you each so much love from the bottom of my heart. Have a beautiful week, my friends. Soak it in.